Hello everyone and welcome back to my latest video, and today I wanna review one of the best Android phones of 2021. After 3 years of use, I wanna tell you about this smartphone because the 24th line of flagship smartphones from Samsung has just been released. My smartphone was bought in one of the best configurations, 12 gigs of RAM and 512 gigs of ROM. It was the first Samsung S with which you could use a stylus. So for 100 years you could buy a case with a stylus, which added a lot of useful functions for a few people. And speaking about design, Samsung used tempered glass in front and back and steel on the edges. This combination of materials feels super expensive even 3 years later. It was one of the last Samsung S Ultra that I really liked, thanks to its camera unit. The display size is 6.8 inches, dynamic AMOLED with quite HD resolution, which has an excellent brightness, and you can also adjust the color saturations for a taste. Many people don't like the curved edges, but personally I love it. I think this gives the device a better ergonomics as well as an expensive look. And there is also a fingerprint scanner built into the screen, which works flawlessly, and in 90% cases it works without any issue. And 120Hz display will appeal people with an excellent eyesight, and they won't be able to complain about a laggy display. But unfortunately, due to the constant viewing of YouTube, the screen of my own Samsung has burned out. But in everyday usage, it's not noticeable. And speaking about camera, the main camera with 108 megapixel main sensor allows you to take high quality photos with not a bad utilization. But post-processing wasn't very good, and in some cases the smartphone darknesses the edges of the photo. This phone has also an additional 12 megapixels wide-angle camera and two 10 megapixels telephoto cameras, which to be honest I've never used before. Also, everyone has the possibility of 100x zoom, but personally I use this function quite often, despite the fact that post-processing was terrible and photos didn't have a good quality. But this camera helped me out because I have a very poor eyesight. And speaking about processor, the Samsung S21 Ultra is equipped with Exynos processor, which everyone just hates, but I'll try to justify it. There have been practically no lags at all, and the processor took out all the tasks that I set for it. And now on the screen you can see a couple of videos me playing PUBG Mobile for 30 minutes in a row at the maximum brightness. During this time the phone didn't heat up and the screen didn't lose its brightness. But because of this powerful processor, the latest OS is still available on this smartphone, but it has some issues. So when I downloaded Android 14, it caused many bugs and problems with the system. It was the first time I've really hated this smartphone, and for example now you can see Google Maps, and this shit could happen several times a day. Thankfully, 2 weeks later Samsung stopped lagging, and now it all seems to be working just fine. This smartphone has stereo speakers which make the sound tremendous, and the smartphone has some useful equalizer settings, and as well it has Dolby Atmos. Here are some examples.
You're never gonna make it, you're not good enough. There's a million other people with the same stuff. You really think you're different, man, you must be kidding. Think you're gonna hit it, but you just don't get it. It's impossible, it's not probable, you're irresponsible. Too many obstacles, you gotta stop it though. You gotta take it slow, you can't be a pro, don't waste your time no more. Who the fuck are you to tell me what to do?
And what about battery? The Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra's battery gives you a good screen time, and even though this smartphone is 3 years old, it's not for the whole day. And fast charging of 25 watts allows you to charge your smartphone very quickly without killing the battery capacity. And I think it's time for the conclusion. Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra doesn't cost a lot, and you can still find phones in a very good condition for about €400 for 128 gigs or 600 euros for 512 gigs. Even though this smartphone has OS problems and it has a quite bad camera, but it's still one of my favorite devices that were made by Samsung. But of course, it's up to you to choose the smartphone you wanna buy and use. So thank you for watching, subscribe and good luck. Bye bye. And what about battery? Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra's battery gives you a good screen time. Even though this smartphone is 3 years old, it's enough for the whole day. And fast charging of 25 watts allows you to charge your smartphone very quickly without killing the battery capacity. And I think it's time for the conclusion. The Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra doesn't cost a lot, and you can still find phones in a very good condition for about 400 euros for 128 gigabytes or 600 euros for 512 gigs. And even though this smartphone has OS problems, it has a quite bad camera, but it's still one of my favorite devices that were made by Samsung. Of course, it's up to you to choose smartphone you want to use, and thank you for watching, subscribe and good luck. Bye bye.